Precious.
And it's Seja, and welcome to inbeTween. So yeah, this is season 1, Summer of Seeking.
Episode 0.
Yeah, episode 0. And we'll just be talking about, the basics, not going really into the questions just yet. Just talking about us, introducing ourselves, introducing the channel. And it's not a podcast. I know some people have been saying podcast.
Yeah, let's not get it twisted.
Yeah,
This
it's not a podcast. It's not a whatever. Just a channel, you know? And yeah, so introducing the channel and just how we came up with the name. And yeah.
And a little bit about our testimonies as well.
Yeah, our tesonies as well.
And yeah, guys.
So yeah, would you like to start?
Interesting. Okay, I'll start. So for those who don't know, my name is Precious. I am Rwandan. I am 19 and I was born and raised in Rwanda. My whole life I've lived there. And I just recently came to the UK about I'll say last year, September, for uni. I study at the University of Portsmouth I do business. That's my degree. And yeah, I've not been here for so long, but yeah.
You know you haven't been.
I haven't. You're trying to hear something else. I haven't been here for that long. But yeah, I wouldn't really consider myself that much of a baby Christian. I feel like...
You feel like you're in between? Okay, no.
Not too much. But yeah, I'm also still trying to navigate my way to becoming a disciple of the Lord, you know? So yeah, that's a brief little intro about me. Let's give the floor to Seja.
Okay, well, like she said, my name is Seja. I'm 20 years old. I don't know how to say where I'm from. Okay, legally or on paper, I'm Canadian. But whenever I meet someone, I never say I'm Canadian. I say I'm Burundian. But I've never lived in Burundi. So that's another thing. So yeah, anywho, Canadian, Burundian by blood. Grew up in Rwanda for 8 years, maybe. Yeah, 8 years. And then, so yeah, I was born in Canada until 12, moved to Rwanda until I graduated from high school. And yeah, now I'm in the UK as well. I'm in London. Yeah, and I also have not a degree, but I'm pursuing business. Yeah, that's my...
And how long have you been here?
I've been here 2 years now. 2 years?
It's been 2 years. It's gonna be 2 years
in the summer.
Yeah. Summer.
Well, September, it's gonna be 2 years. So yeah, that is me.
Yeah, that's a little about us, guys. Hopefully you get, you learned a little new thing about us.
I think most, if not all of you guys know.
Yeah, you already know.
Anyhow, yeah. But yeah. Okay. So get into it. Tell us the tea. Testimony. Yeah, let's go with
testimony time. Okay, boom. I'm not gonna make it super long or brief. I'm just gonna give a rundown, like I said.
But before you continue, we also want to make it known that we're gonna try to be as vulnerable as we can,
and transparent.
Yeah, try to without too much you're gonna have
you have a good understanding
exactly.
of our testimony. We just want you to be able to understand it in a very easy way
or relate. Yeah,
relate
to it. That's the word.
Anyway,
boom.
There we go.
Okay.
So my testimony. Okay, I have multiple. I feel like in this life, God has given me so many.
Okay, what was the one
challenges.
that the one that was okay, let me close.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, boom, boom, boom. So, like I mentioned before, I'm not really a baby Christian that much because this has been my lifestyle for as long as I've known. I've been raised in a Christian home. I've been around such a big Christian community. So I'm not new to this, but at the same time, I think I'm just new to this journey of faith, in a way, because it only started happening recently, right? Recently, as in the last year or two. I'll say like something that really woke me up and like told me, hey, like get on your Zoom
Yeah.
is during my gap year.
Mm-hmm.
I took a gap year because we graduated 2023
Mm-hmm.
and I took a gap year and that gap year was not easy, guys. I won't lie to you. It tested me mentally, physically, emotionally. Every stage, I was tested 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
I was going through a lot, like with my parents, and like not really a lot with my parents, but like when you're with someone all the time, 24/7, you're about to
It
rip
gets
each
to a
other's
point.
heads off,
Yeah. I
literally.
can only imagine.
Like, no, can
Because
you
I remember I
every
wanted
day,
to leave the house immediately. Like after grad. But now
literally?
yeah,
Now you
anyways.
miss it, huh?
Yeah, so much.
Guys, we take
Uh-huh.
time for granted, but it's
Yeah,
fine.
for real.
But yeah, during my gap year, like I was just going through so much because now I have nothing to do. I don't have school to distract me. I have my parents on my back 24/7 telling me, okay, what are you gonna do today? You can't just be sitting around. So I started work. I got a job.
So what did you do?
Oof. I was like a
Really?
front desk,
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh
whatever, like
yeah.
receptionist.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was a receptionist, and that job did not last long. I'll tell you that. Like
Literally, I remember
I think I
you
was
would tell
there.
us who you're there, and then
I'm at work.
after like a week or two, like you were
I'm
not.
not at work.
Yeah, ever.
Guys, I worked there for like I think 3 months on paper, but truth be told, I think I went like once or twice. Okay, I'm joking. I didn't go once or twice, but I was not. My it was not in the. It wasn't my what I was trying to focus on. Me, I
Yeah.
was just trying to number one get my license.
Mm.
That story will come another time. For those who don't know how it feels to go get try to get a license in Rwanda, the legal way, by the way, like not to
Yeah.
call some people out, but you know yourselves,
Yeah.
we're not taking the other route.
Uh-huh.
To get it the legal way, it's not a joke. It's
Mm.
really not a joke. So that was what was my main priority: get my license, get some work experience, and get a uni.
Mm.
And I felt like I had many options for uni at the time, but it was just like when you don't want to make the wrong decision
Mm.
of like picking a wrong uni, so you're
And
just like
regretting
and
and
regretting
changing
it.
midway. Yeah, for
Exactly. So it
sure.
was that, and my parents were super like I don't
Giving.
know. They were just so like they wanted me to also make the best decision. So
Mm.
they were constantly like on
Yeah.
me. So I had to do a lot of things like how it is IELTS, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of work. So during that gap year, honestly, it tested me so much because also being at home alone, not home like as in my house, but like in Kigali alone now, there was
Mm.
like a few people left back
Yeah.
home and everyone's gone and the people you're usually close to are gone as well. It just puts you in such an isolating space sometimes,
Mm.
and it makes you have so much time to think and reconsider what you want to do with your life. Oh my gosh, guys, it made me realize I need rebranding like
Yeah.
live, like
Yeah.
right now.
Mm.
And it was also like I was trying to navigate how to do like manage friendships, long distance friendships,
Mm. I
and
can only imagine. Like.
it's just so much work,
Yeah.
and you don't want to seem like that type of person who's constantly complaining. So you're like, oh, man, who can I rant to?
Mm.
And guess what? Who else would I rant to?
God.
Exactly
Simply.
that. God came and literally saved me
Hmm.
from all the like doubts, the constant stress, guys. Look, first of all, I think people don't talk about this enough, but this uni application stress is absolutely
Whew.
no joke. I don't
No, people that
care.
even like let's see, they find the uni, right?
Mm.
And then and then they find the uni and then midway like they change
Yeah,
like
they
queen.
transfer
I could never do that. Like you best believe I will finish the
the
years
year.
and figure it
I
out after.
know.
Yeah.
It's just so much complication, so much work.
Yeah.
And also with that, remember we are trying to get like figure out how to do uni, like me coming and then like us finding a place, all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah, like oh my gosh, the number of times we have tried to look for a place. Now we're like literally in two different cities. Like
Literally, it never worked out how we wanted it to work.
at some point, she even gave
But
me false hope. "Ko, you're gonna come to my uni." I was so like,
I mean, it wasn't the works, but hey, it
I
was
was
not meant to
I was
be.
already imagining life, you know. But not cool.
She didn't want me to stay too far from her, but
Uh
it's
huh.
fine. But yeah, during that gap year, it made me also realize like I honestly can't lean on my own understanding for
Mm.
everything, because I just had so much pressure on me from my parents, from myself. to just feel like at least I'm not wasting time either. So
But
that
would you
gap
say,
year,
like, sorry, but would you say,
mhm.
like you always knew God? Like you always knew,
Yeah,
like,
definitely. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like even that's what made this whole experience even more raw and real. Because
yeah,
it's like I've always known God. Like again, I grew up in a very Christian household. My mom was very adamant on us going to church every Sunday. I was always part of like some sort of like group
activities.
activities.
Yeah,
Like, oh, and I can't say right now. I can genuinely not say that I didn't have a good upbringing when it comes to knowing the Lord.
yeah.
So I knew God, but it was just like when you call for him only in times of help or stuff like that. That's what I was
We've
constantly
all
doing.
been there.
Or like sometimes like I'll be like I'm consistent like for like a month and then I'd fall off and come back like 2 months later after I've done something or like I'm in a midlife crisis type of
Mm,
thing. And then yeah, that's why that specific gap here, I felt like God kind of isolated me so I could hear his voice more,
mm-hmm.
you know? Because there I was for once in my life truly alone in that moment.
Yeah,
I didn't have, even if I had my parents there, even if I had my friends, it was like, who else will hear your cries? Who else will gonna hear all these problems but
and actually
God
do something
and
about
do
it.
something about it, you
Yeah.
know? So it was like I was really left to make my own decisions, but with better understanding from the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
So that gap here, I can't explain or express how really it felt, but all I know is that I'm forever grateful for taking it because it really also made me um
Reevaluate.
reevaluate my life more and like what my morals are or what I stand for, like what I want for myself in the future.
Yeah.
Because honestly, if I just jumped into it personally, knowing myself, I would have right now, even right now, I feel like I would have been like, oh my god, I still don't know what I want to do with myself. I still don't. It
Mm,
gave me time to think ahead of time,
yeah.
think into the future, and also learn more about myself. There's things I swear I never thought I could do until I did it that gap year.
Like
I'm
what?
not
What do you
joking.
mean?
What can I give an example of? First of all, like even patience.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Then
That
perfect.
tested
Okay.
it. I think I may come off a bit patient, but I'm not. Like I'm very.
Precious.
I don't know if I'm lying, but
Uh-huh.
yeah, like I'm not patient at all. So waiting for a response from schools or stuff like that, it left me like to be continued, 24/7,
Yeah.
and I hated it.
Yeah.
But honestly, I wouldn't take it back
Mm.
at all. Because by the time I left with like a
Yeah.
like I'm
Like a
so proud
breeze.
of
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I accomplished so many things I would have never thought of doing. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, and I did courses, of course, like um public speaking stuff, and like
Oh
I learned how to
yeah.
do a lot of random things,
That is so
and I
interesting
added so
because
many things to my CV that I was like, okay,
yeah,
period.
public speaking. How did that go? Like that's so. Like I would
Yeah,
have never thought to do a course in public
I
speaking.
know. I
I
took
think I should take that
one
for sure.
for sure because it really did help me
Yeah.
learn how to be more confident in
Yeah.
like what I'm saying and how I am and whatnot. So it really did help. I
But I feel
learned
like
so many
already you're
things.
like you're well spoken. I don't know, but you
Mm,
read a lot, huh?
yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
you read a
But
lot.
yeah, I
So
learned to exercise my brain, my mind, everything, man, during
yeah.
that gap year. So honestly, it prepared me even more for uni than anything else would have. I learned
Mm.
to cook more over the break.
Yeah.
Like it's everything I learned it
The real question
during
is,
the
do you cook now?
Who do you think cooks for me? Guys, this is just pretending right now. Because her all she does is order. But I'm not lying
You
to
don't
you.
even. If you know me, you know that's even the last thing I do. Don't even. Don't
Okay,
even
let
lie.
me not lie. Let
Now
me not lie.
online actually.
Let me
Should
not
be
lie.
cooking. Should be cooking.
Exactly. But yeah.
And then like when you
So
came, like was it like do you feel like you were still you still had like that connection with God when you came to the UK? Like was it smooth? Like how did it go?
no, not at all, man. Like I feel like I was on such a high.
Mm-hmm.
Like the last few weeks before I came,
Mm-hmm.
I was on such a high. I got everything I wanted done. I got my license. I got my school. Like I think we had just moved in. There was just so much going on. So many good things going on, so many wins. So I
Mm-hmm.
was like, when you're so, oh my, what's the word? Like you're so like you're
Confident?
now living in your answered prayers
Yeah.
that you take it for granted
Yeah.
that you don't look back to even say thank you. Like I think I
Mm.
say thank you. Like you just pray and you're like, thank you so much, God, for gifting me
Yeah.
this, da da. But now that it's been answered, you're now working towards still keeping that relationship. That I think that was what was going on in me. So like
So
I
like
had
you
got
had what you had prayed for. Now it's like
now
okay,
it's
I'm
like
good.
okay, I'm good now, and it's like that was horrible of me, but yeah. So when that happened, it was during the time I was coming for uni, but also the time I knew I had to build the connection with God. Like this is the most crucial time because now I'm really alone. If I thought I was alone in that gap year, now I'm alone.
Yeah.
So when I moved in, I was on a high again. Like I was like, I built a routine for myself. So like I fell into that routine. It was so good. It was so good, but I felt so isolated. Like uni can be so lonely, guys. It can be so
Tell
lonely,
me
and
about
I
it.
hated it. I hated it. I hated it. I was like, you, whatever this is, it's
Yeah.
ghetto. On top of that, it was winter.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. But I can't
Like,
lie, winter here is nothing compared to like Canada, for
hmm,
example.
really?
Like we
Hmm.
barely had snow. We didn't even
Okay,
have
we don't
snow.
even have
We
snow.
don't have snow, it's just
It's
cold.
just so cold.
Yeah.
But for me, that was my first winter, and I was like, I
Yeah.
don't like this at all.
Yeah.
I was homesick on top of that.
Yeah.
And like my eating habits were so bad now. Like in terms of like, I wasn't eating. It wasn't like I was binge eating or whatever.
Yeah.
I wasn't eating because I was so lazy to do things like cook for
Yeah.
myself, stuff like that. So I was just like, oh man, it was just so bad. I was starting to lose so much weight and gain so much weight. It was just my body was also like, hello,
Like choose.
choose, pick, pick one at
Yeah.
least. So around that time is I think when I was just now starting to like plummet downhill. And
Mm.
then I think you introduced me to No Filter.
Really? I was the one.
Yeah, it was you.
Okay.
You added me to the group first, I think. Or you sent me the thing, you're like, oh, Anaela is doing this thing. That I
Let me
remember it
first
was, I
explain what
think,
no filter is.
okay,
Yeah.
let's first give a little context of what No Filter is. No Filter is a community, I would say, that's a good word for a community of believers or like new believers in a way. Actually, it's mixed, I feel like.
Makes very
But
much.
it's a lot of people who come to it are usually new believers or like, I don't know,
Yeah, I think
regaining.
yeah, just like that like expect so, not expect but just like are looking for like-minded people, I guess. Yeah, just people like you can stay grounded with, stuff like that. And it's just like online meetings. Actually, it's even happening today because it's Monday.
We're
Yeah.
gonna tune in after this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's a community of believers of
And
Christ
it
who come
started by
together. Anayela.
Anaela. Yeah, created by
Yeah.
Anaela.
Shout out Anna.
Yeah.
Thank you. You really did your thing. Cause I
Uh,
kid you not, No Filter has helped me through
I
so
think even
much.
just seeing like other people that are going through the same thing, plus people it's just like wow.
Amazing. It's
Yeah.
actually such a good feeling, guys. And it was just like you just get so excited to tell someone about it. You're like, okay, let me put you on No
Yeah.
Filter, and then you see them come to the next call. You're like, ooh, this is
Yeah.
building up. Because I remember when we first joined, it was just literally like 4 or 5 people. It was
Mm-hmm.
me, you, Anna, and someone, and then I added, like
Yeah.
that, like that.
Yeah.
And now to what it is right now is so amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. After
We're
I
really
grew.
growing, and I pray we keep growing more and more. But yeah, No Filter really helped me because I was now like learning from others, and I was learning that it's okay to not be perfect as a Christian, and it's okay to still learn something every day, even if you think
Yeah.
you know it all, you do not.
Yeah.
The word is never ending, the Bible is never ending, God, everything, our lessons are never ending. So it was like
Mm-hmm.
it was just a refreshing space to be in, and in such times of like such a lonely period of winter, it was so nice to have a community of people especially. On top of that, we also had like accountability partners. So it's like people to check up on you, stuff like
Yeah.
that. So No Filter came in,
At
saved
the right
me.
time.
Perfect timing, literally perfect
Mm.
timing. Yeah,
That's very
that's my
interesting.
story. What about you?
So me,
Go
I
on.
don't know why I feel nervous. It's like it's just
Yes,
us.
I know.
Okay, so
Uh-huh.
boom. Let me try to go like in like timelines. So, like I said, I grew up in Canada until I was 12,
Mm-hmm.
and then from 12 to like um, 19, I guess, I was in Rwanda. And so we moved there because my mom had a job there. So she was just like, yeah, so either like she gave us the choice, like
Option,
the
really.
option, because I know a lot of our friends, that moved to Rwanda, they didn't know they were moving, and like they thought it was for the summer, and then
Vacation.
and then they were like, yeah, you
Never
guys are
come
staying
back.
basically. But no, we had the option, so it was either we stay in Canada with our dad, or we moved to Rwanda with our mom. And so, like a year prior, she was already in Rwanda. Well, she was in Rwanda, Burundi, because her father was sick and sadly passed away.
Mm.
So she was just there for like a year, and within that year, she found a job. So she was just like I think she also just wanted like a new, like a fresh start. She was just like, I'm tired of Canada. I think she had been there for like years and years.
Time. Yeah.
So she was just like, you know what? Let me just move my kids here. And my mom was a single mom at the time. So yeah. So we were like, okay, let's just move. I think that we didn't really clock what was going on, but it's just like, I don't know. We were so used to being with our mom, so it was just like, okay, let's just move, you know.
Yeah.
And we were familiar with Rwanda. We were there in 2011, and we stayed a year as well. So,
wait, were you also here there in nursery?
Yeah, I was here. I was literally at Green Hills nursery
crazy.
as well. So I did a year and then went back.
Left.
Then, yeah. So we moved there. I want to say, bro, I don't know if it's Kigali or just me personally. Like I was an adolescent, but I swear to you, like I was like my eyes were just open. Like I don't know if I was like
Canada made you a bit closeted.
yeah, like I don't know. I was just
bubble.
like I was like it was just me and my family, that's it, you know. But when I got to Rwanda, I don't know, I was just more open, even like to the world, like worldly things, bro. Like, anywho, so yeah, got introduced to a lot of things. I want to say from the age of like 14, that's when like I got introduced to like everything, drugs, alcohol, going out, like house parties. At that time, it was a lot of house parties, you know. So I got introduced to a lot of things, and also I was in boarding school, like on and off for like I want to say 3-4 years. And in boarding school, obviously, if you guys know, they're older kids. Like I feel like at that time I was the youngest. I was like one of the youngest. So we were friends with the older people, and we'd all hang out. You're with these people every single day. So it's like you're gonna hang out when you're outside, da da da.
And guys, mind you, before she continues, this boarding is not like your typical boarding. Green boarding, whatever that was.
I can't even lie, we were spoiled. Like we were spoiled. Like compared to other boarding schools, like
I'm telling you, it's not a real place. That school was not a real place.
Yeah, let's be honest, you know. But anyhow, yeah. So friends with older classes. Yeah, people, you know, and like me being like very young. I mean, I was mature for my age, that I can say, but like still the things I was introduced to at that age, I don't think it's normal. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like for example, like we would go to like these house parties, but mind you, people of in my grade at the time, I was probably like what 14, maybe like grade 7 or something.
Yeah.
We were having house parties, but it wasn't that crazy. I don't think we were really drinking like that, like nothing, you know. But then I'll go to house parties with like my older friends from boarding and stuff like that, and just in general, my friend. When I tell you, and it's like it was crazy. Like I remember this one house party.
You'll never forget
this one house party. I think that was the first time I actually went to like, let me say, grown up house party, you know.
Yeah.
And then when I tell you we entered that place, I was just like, what is going on?
Yeah, where
I was
am
like,
I?
what? Yeah. First of all, way older people.
Yeah.
I'm 14 at the time. They're like maybe 16, 18 maybe. Yeah. And then like I'm seeing people on the floor, passed out. I'm smelling. It smelled. I didn't know at the time it was weed, but I was smelling like, what is this atrocious smell? Yeah. Like it is like sewage. Yeah. Like actually, I was like,
matter of fact, it does.
Like it was like, ugh. But little did I know. But anywho,
just for us to start living with it everywhere,
every single day, like. But anywho, yeah, introduced to all of those things, seeing those things, and it was just like at some point it became normal. Like it was like okay, like,
it got so
normalized. Like
it got normalized.
I think it was just like okay, this is how it is. Okay, like I didn't really question it. But yeah, anyhow, and then that's like when I first saw it. Now there's getting to a point like maybe 2 years after now starting to do it as well, you know? We would start to like go out when I like why as a 15-year-old am I in the club? Like
Right.
why? You know what I mean?
Mm.
So yeah, we'd start to go out and obviously, you know, we did not have permission. You know what I mean? So put two and two together.
Yeah, you guys understand.
So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we'd go out, drink, and I think I want to say I started smoking like at 17, maybe,
Mm.
maybe 17, something like
Mm.
that. That's when I got introduced. I wouldn't say I was like back to back to back to back, but like
Mm.
when it was there, obviously I was like,
Yeah, you'll
you know,
engage into it.
exactly. So all of that was happening throughout like from I want to say 14 to like until the rest of so
Yeah.
it was like normalized that was like back to back to back, like even if I go in my snap memories, tell me why I'm out every single weekend, like let's be for real, every single weekend, or like when I had the chance to, I was out
Mm.
and like I wanted to, like I was excited to get lit to
Mm.
whatever.
Mm.
And then I want to say like towards the end of my year, I think that was when it was the worst. Like the 2 years, grade 11 and
Mm.
12,
Yeah.
it was like I was like in my teenage phase, you know? Oh,
Mm.
also in that year, 2022,
Two.
my mom got remarried as well.
Mm.
And then at that time, my sister, yeah, I have an older sister as well.
Mm.
She moved to Canada. She started uni,
Yeah.
so like that was the first
You're
time,
home alone
really.
now.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the first time I'm really like on my own, like by
Yeah.
myself, and also with a man. Like I never
Yeah.
lived with a man in the house,
Yeah.
like for real,
It
you
was
know.
just you, your mom, and your sister usually.
Exactly. So, so that change also, it was like a big change, you know. Of course, I
Mm.
was so happy for my mom. Like, I don't think I really expressed it at the time, but like now I'm just like grateful that happened at that
Mm.
time. So yeah, so we moved. We were living somewhere, obviously, and then moved to another place, like all together. Me, my mom, my stepdad, and one of my stepsisters. I have three stepsisters.
Mm.
So we were all living together, and I think like yeah, that was like during my two last years. When I
Mm.
tell you guys, I think that was my teenage
Yeah.
moment. You know, when you see
Precious.
teenage, that was my teenage moment.
Mm.
Going back to back to back with my mom every single chance I had. Like I was actually the
Mm.
problem. Like when I look back, I was actually the problem. And
Uh-huh.
my mom, like if you know my mom is the type, like she is so like even my friends would say like your mom is so chill, like she
Mm.
likes to do this and this that,
Mm.
like your mom is like this da, 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 da,
Mm.
da. But really I was pushing her, like I was
Yeah.
pushing her, you
Yeah,
know.
no, you're pushing her limits.
Like everyone has limits, you know.
Yeah.
So boom, obviously like yeah, I would go out, I was sneaking out too, um and like I think at some point, like towards the end of my year, like towards the middle maybe of grade 12, I think that's when she finally caught me doing all those things.
Mm.
You know, she already knew I was drinking, stuff like that.
Mm.
Obviously I'll downplay it. I
Yeah.
never said that much. I was, you
Mm.
know, but anyways,
Mm.
yeah. So at that point that's when she clocked it, she called me, and I did not listen. I kept on
It's
doing what I
okay.
was doing,
Mm.
you know. And then I think now it's coming up to grad.
Yeah.
And I tell you guys, I think even uh like a week or two prior grad,
Mm-hmm.
because we finished high school, like we
Yeah.
finished our exams, and then we had like what,
Like
two
a
three
good
weeks
2, 3 weeks to
two
kill
yeah, we
doing
had a good
nothing.
2 3 weeks to kill.
Yeah.
And I was looking at my snap memories. When I tell you guys, every single weekend, month of May,
Uh,
the weekends, it was full of going out. Literally every single day we were
mm-hmm.
out, you know.
Mm.
I think even at some point it's like it gets to the point where like you go out and you don't even really want to go
Yeah.
out, but you're like the
Then just
FOMO,
the FOMO, you're
like
scared of
for
getting.
what? It wasn't even nice sometimes, you
Mm.
know. But anywho, and then there's this one night, um before, like a week or two before grad, she caught me. Like I think I was like abusing it, and then I was like, no, please, I have to go to this one. Like this one
has to be the last one.
Yeah, it was always the last, you know. I have to go to this one, and she was like, she had refused like so much, but I begged her, and then I was like, yeah, I'll be home. Like this time, it's not even crazy. Like I'll be home by like latest midnight. Latest midnight. But mind you, in my head, I knew I was not gonna be home at midnight, you know. But I was convincing her that, and she was like, you know what, okay, go, fine. But it was to the point where she's just like, I don't even care, you know, just go. Boom! I came home obviously late. She found out, and she was like, it was the last, like it was her last straw, you know. And then I was just like, and then I think we weren't speaking for like a good 2 weeks. We were butting heads. Like I was giving her the silent treatment, and it's like, why am I mad? Why am I mad? I'm in the wrong, you know. Anywho, so now it comes to this specific night.
Guys, bear with us. Like, actually, bear with us.
Anywho, it comes to this specific night when I tell you, I think, and oh, mind you, so like, yeah, we're getting ready, we're going out, and then I think the next day we're supposed to travel to Burundi. Let's say like we're going out on a Friday, the next day it's the Saturday. We have to leave. And then we weren't even planning like to go out really like that. Like none of our friends were out. I don't think so.
It was you and Zoe?
Yeah, me and Zoe.
Yeah.
Literally we went out, me and her. Like that, like usually we go out but we meet after, you know, but it was just us two. So yeah, we go out, I don't know what was in the air. Because if you know me, like back then when I used to drink, I never used to get like too crazy. Maybe just like 2 or 3 nights, you know.
You also low-key knew your limits as
exactly.
well.
I knew, like I knew. And then that night, I don't know what happened, guys, but yo, at a point I blacked out. Like I don't remember what happened at a point. Anyway, so that night. So let's just say
the story you told us to check.
Yeah. Let's just say usually I sneak out. This time it was the other way around.
You put something together.
Exactly. So and that night I literally got caught. Like I think I got caught in the morning or something. Like mind you, I think my uncle was coming to pick us up to go to Burundi, whatever. I'm hung over like crazy. Anywho, just everything.
It's a whole mess.
It's a whole mess. Like my mom's not even in the country. Like okay, you know, you have the picture now. Anywho, so boom. I think it was them ones where like your parents are even fed. Like they're not even angry. That's even scary. Like be angry. Like get
now it's just disappointment.
Exactly.
And that's the worst.
Exactly. So we go. Mind you, I'm in punishment. Like I'm in punishment. Tell me, I think the 3rd day maybe I was out. Okay. Like, no, learn your lesson. Anyway. But at that point, it was.
Did your mom find you in Burundi?
No.
Oh, it was just you.
No. So like so at that point people were like Ingando. Ingando was like people were about to go. Not about actually
people about to go.
They're about to go. So this is like now we went in June or July? I think
July,
right?
Or late June?
Maybe.
Because it was like a 2-month thing, right?
2 months, you're mad.
Oh, it wasn't. No, it felt like a year to us, I think.
Anyway. We went for so it was coming to that time, and my friend, my friend was going, and then I think the mom was just like not pressuring me, but she was just like, no, like I really think you should go. Like, before the incident happened, I was just like, oh, I'll think about it.
With no intention of going,
you know. And then I think it was like at that point when I was in Burundi, I think she spoke to my mom about it, and then my mom was she was just like, yeah, like I think you should
perfect
go.
Idea.
Yeah, perfect timing. Like you should
finally
go. You know, but like I was going back and forth. I was like, you're mad. You're funny. Yeah. Like okay, I know I did wrong, but like I'm not going to. 6 weeks is my graduating summer. No, like I'm trying to enjoy. You know, and then. At some point, I think I just agreed. I was just like, you know what? Like, also, I think during that week, we got our IB results. So imagine everything is happening. At the same time, yo, I really thought like I was losing it. Like I
Yeah,
was just
I
like,
would honestly.
yeah, I was just like everything is going wrong, you know.
Downhill. Yeah.
Anywho, so boom. So now I've agreed. I've agreed to go
Yeah.
to Ingando. So now it's like what I want to say 2 days left until I
Yeah.
go. I have nothing planned. Let me tell you, no one knows I'm
No.
going. No one knows I'm going. I have
Clothes
nothing.
aren't packed, nothing.
Nothing, bro. Oh, I was also doing the registration for like
Uni.
uni. I was like mid process of like
Yeah.
registering for uni. It wasn't done. Like I still had to get my visa, stuff like that. But I still went. My mom is still out of the country, by the way.
Mm.
And then boom, I go for 6 weeks, and then there's like the final day, the graduate pass. Did you say pass out? Yeah, pass out, something like that. Anyhow,
Mm.
we do that. Ingando was 10 out of 10 experience. I can't lie. I don't regret going. It was very mind opening. Also, like spiritually, because there's
Yeah.
sometimes we would like have like prayers and like yeah, so we would just like all gather. We weren't even really allowed to
Mm.
because we had a busy schedule. But anyhow,
Mhm.
yeah, so like we would pray and like I think like in my mind I was just like, okay, I need to stay grounded, you know, like
Yeah. You
and
need to figure
people,
your
yeah,
life
we
out.
a lot of people, like amongst us, we were all like low-key going through similar things, and
Mm.
it was just so nice, guys. Like I
Mm.
don't know, like and then even when I came out, I was just like, yeah, I'm a new person. I won't
Mm.
drink. I won't do nothing, like
Mm.
you know. And I think that's where I started my conviction of drinking. Like I
Mm.
was just like, nah, I'm good, like you know.
Mm.
So Pascal came, my mom came, like, and I hadn't seen her since like the
Mm.
June. Now it's
Yeah.
like end of
It's like a whole month or
July or
two
something.
has
I don't know.
passed.
I don't remember the whatever. But like I'm seeing her, and mind you, like that specific day, you're not supposed. They told us we can't smile, we can't show any emotion when we see our
Is it like in
parents.
those military videos where you have to be tapped to finally show
Loki,
emotion? It's literally
Loki,
like
bro,
that.
but not as
Okay.
serious, you know. But like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I saw her, guys. I swear I had tears. Like I had like a
Oh.
Maria, like
Oh.
you know,
Mm.
and I was like, oh my gosh. But I had to
Keep
composure, you know?
it.
Anywho, after that, I was just like, wow. Like, I don't know. I just felt so peaceful seeing her again, da da da,
Mm.
knowing everything that had happened.
Mm.
But I don't know. She's not the type to keep like a grudge. So it's like, it
Yeah.
was like,
It was
it
almost
never
like
happened.
also low-key one-sided on your end, like
Exactly.
feeling
So,
scared or like
exactly.
no.
So after that,
You ended up
Ingando, like,
leaving.
I had to leave like literally two, two,
It
3 days.
no, it's 24 hours later, basically.
Literally, she told me, yeah, you have the uni, you have a place to stay, you're leaving in
Yeah,
2 days. Done. So basically, guys, that summer I did not have a summer. You know,
basically.
so contrary to you, like
Mm.
I did not have a time to process
Yeah,
anything. It was
anything.
just like go, 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 you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Just that transition, I don't think I really took time to really like process, you know?
Mm.
It was just go, go, go. And now
Mhm.
when I tell you the life here, the like nightlife, because like I
Mm.
already had that conviction of like not drinking, da da da. But like it did not stop me. It
Mm.
did not stop me when
Seja, she
the
needs to be
situation
shut
presented
down for her to
itself.
finally understand.
Exactly. So anyhow, so now there's these things called promoters in the UK, London. Please beware. Beware of these promoters. It's a scam, guys.
It's
It's a
actually a
scam, you know?
scam.
So basically these promoters they tell you like, yeah, we'll get you and your friends in the clubs or whatever for free and you have a
Mm.
table, drinks all night,
Mm.
whatever. I think you only had to pay like maybe the entrance. But even that they don't really say it. They say it in
Mm.
a sketch like
Yeah,
they
in a very
won't really
subtle
tell
way.
exactly.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't know, even that concept, like what do you mean? Am
Mm.
I you know what I mean? You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
But anywho, so I had my fair share of that
Mm.
experience. Um yeah, I don't think I'd no, there's a time I was actually going out, but it's like I don't think I was really enjoying it. Back
Mm.
home, remember, I was enjoying
Yeah.
it, you know?
Maybe it's also change of scenery, everything.
Exactly. I don't know. The vibe was just
Yeah.
different, and I was just like, no, this is not a bit of me. It's not a bit
Mm.
of me.
Mm.
And I think at some point, like maybe I think I found a church.
Mm.
Yeah, Hillsong. So I found a church like around maybe like October. I don't think I was going consistently, but like I think there's just this one time I went, and it was them times where it's like you're going through something, and they're talking about it like
The conviction's
and I think I
real.
had even
Yeah.
I think before going to church that day I never pray I never used to pray before going to church,
Mm.
but that day I prayed and I was just like, please, like God help me helped me like overcome what I was going through.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit silly, but like I that summer, like it was towards summer time, right? And that summer I was planning on going to Rwanda, right? But I didn't have my passport. And then so I had to apply for a new like adult passport.
Yeah.
The process, when I tell you, it's a time. It's a time, like I think a month.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go earlier because everyone was going earlier. I was literally once again.
So I was the last person.
Literally, I was the last person.
I think I kept telling her hello. Hello.
Now, like that's Sunday, I was just like over. You know, like I know it's a silly thing, not a silly thing to pray for, but it's just like I'm feeling FOMO. I'm seeing everyone going like doing things, and I'm just like me too. Like I want to leave. You know, why is it taking so much time? And that day, I went to church, and then I think the sermon was like about waiting, something about waiting, something. Until it really touched me. It touched me to the point I even like teared up low key. At the same time, when I tell you, I think that message had two meanings. Obviously, wait patiently and like still seek me when you're in that waiting time.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like it was low key telling me like don't rush into things because I was starting low key to get into my journey at that point. But me going to back home to Rwanda in that summer, it literally
threw everything back.
Disrupted me so much. So at the same time, he was telling me like, yeah, wait and still like praise me in your waiting time, but also wait. Like I'm not delaying this for just because you know I'm doing it because you still need to grow. You know, and in my head, I'm thinking like, oh, I'm good. Like I'm good. Like I can. Like I can handle it. I won't have FOMO. Like I won't drink. I won't smoke. You know, I did all of those things. And it was that type of commission. Like when I came back, it was like I feel so bad. You don't even want to talk to him anymore. Like you're like
you just feel
so bad.
The
like,
guilt, everything. It just
so
eats you away
bad.
that you want to put yourself in a corner because you're so ashamed.
Exactly. So I was feeling all of that. I feared disappointing my mom as well because she's seeing that growth. And then now I tell her like I'm falling back. Like she's already like, yeah, you should do this. You know, there's so many things. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed. Like let me just, you know. But in that time, I think I was just like, okay, let me pray for like maybe support, motivation, or some kind of something. You know,
because I hold you accountable.
Because me for sure, I knew my end goal was God always. But it's like now, am I comfortable in like what my life of before? But like honestly, at that point, I was just tired. 14 years old, I'm doing these things. Like it gets to a point, you know. So I was tired. I was like, nah, like you know. So I prayed for like-minded people, and like she said, no filter helped me down. Like it really helped me just be vulnerable and see how similar like people are going through similar things. And it's like because when you're in these things, you're like it's definitely only happening to me, you know. Like everyone, like we're all going through similar things, and it's okay to be. Okay, we're back. Anywho, the camera, whatever. So I was just saying like how I got introduced to no filter, and it just really helped me like stay grounded and not be really ashamed, because I think a part of me was low-key a bit of shame, or just like I didn't know how to navigate this new like me, you know what I mean? Like I didn't know how to share about it. Like when people would talk about it, I'll try to avoid it a bit, you know, and only want to confide in people I knew, you know, like knew, or just like we're having the same mindset as me. So so no filter really helped, and my walk just like increased from there. I also got baptized. I got baptized in March. And now I'm just feeling like, I found Jesus for real. Like, I found Jesus for real. And now we're here doing.
Literally. Who would have thought?
This, like, it's crazy.
Loki, we thought. We've been known.
Yeah, we've been known. I feel like it was about time.
So let's get into that.
Yeah, on that note,
let's talk about it. So, let's give a brief explanation of how we met and what made us want to do this, and what made us feel like this was the right time to start
and like
sharing.
so me and Passion is nothing crazy. Like
We don't have a crazy dramatic,
yeah,
like story.
it's like
to our
we've
friendship.
always knew we were there. Like, cause
Yeah.
I came in grade 6, you were there, right?
Since like nursery,
Exactly.
guys.
So
I've never left that school.
yeah, and the way it worked, it's like in our school there was anglophone,
50-50 program.
yeah, there was like the anglophone English and then francophone French.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in French and she was in English, and we would never. There was never a time we were like together except for like assemblies or whatever, but we would never cross paths at all. And then until we got to like grade 9, and that's where like high school started, and we were finally like. I don't know if it was God saying like they must be together,
be friends,
because every single
class we had it together,
homeroom, everything we were together,
everything.
And so like I don't think it started off like instant connection. Yeah, I think it stemmed from like having the same
trauma
classes.
Bonding first of all about how we're failing these classes. That really can bring people together, guys. When you share
same trauma.
The same trauma. You
get close. High school was not.
It was a roller coaster, man.
Not for the week.
It really, really was, especially greenhouse, and it really tested us. But we don't have
of art.
How could we forget? That class swallowed us alive, guys. Never.
We're not artists. I don't know who sent us to do art.
Like, I think me and Sarah was like the most artistic girl in the world. I used to do it in nursery.
No, but when I tell you guys art. We did art IGCSE, so it's nothing like 1-2 drawings. Okay. We had to do
portfolios.
We had to do like 4 to 5. Like
I think we didn't know what we were signing ourselves up for
at all.
I think we thought art
for like 2 years, no?
Did you end up finishing IGCSE with art, or
you changed?
No, me I stayed.
No, we stayed.
We both stayed. Yeah,
who left? A lot of people left, and they're actually not left. People left, and it's like no, they were
dropping like flies. I swear, by the time it was
like the last exam, I swear it was
like 4 people,
class,
literally.
But anywho, that was really one of them that we really got close to each other.
Yeah.
But
like 11th and 12th grade, that's when we got closer, and 12th grade more, I guess, because again we were taking literally every class together, and
I feel like we're low-key, I think we're opposites but low-key alike.
Yeah,
so we would always be like you would find us in the camera. We would be vlogging,
guys. We're constantly. We could show you the amount of videos we have,
and we had so many ideas for our grade. Some of them we saw it through, like our hoodies. We were in charge of most of the things.
Yeah,
like the senior things,
everything.
Senior year, like even on my CV right now, senior committee leader. Post final, right?
Everything.
But no, we were really into it. But once again, we did everything but work. But it's fine.
Listen,
we are where we are now because
we live and we learn. But it wasn't a crazy story. That's how we met. And funny thing is, we always knew we were gonna like do something together, like record or something, because clearly you kept doing it for so long. But it's like God always knew never to post. Don't post it when it's not for the right reason.
Exactly.
Right? And boom, like a couple years down the line, God finally gave us a bit of our calling, and I was like, it was never like a coincidence. It all worked out for a reason, and we got to talking and realized, what if not now, then when? And like it was one of those things, like if it's not to glorify God, then what is it for?
I think we were coming to a point with our journey. It's like okay, yes, we are like seeking Him, but like in the Bible it also tells us to spread the word, and just like talk about Him and stuff like that.
Exactly.
And so we were like, okay, like obviously we're inviting people to No Filter, but it's like we're still keeping it between us.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But now this is like our opportunity to just like, okay, now like everyone, hey,
exactly,
get into it.
Let's
if not now, then when?
Exactly.
So do you want to say like how like it came about? Because actually, there's a funny like. Not funny, but it was crazy story.
It was low-key super crazy. Yeah. So like just not so long ago, literally like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I started my break, so I came over. Whatever, we're talking. We're like, what can we do to evangelize? because we truly feel like there's a calling, and God is calling us to do.
In our generation, especially, like the
It's
number
very,
of people
very
I'm
key.
seeing that are like coming back to Christ or just trying to seek Him and stuff like that is
Mm-hmm.
crazy, and it's like people you never would have expected. So it was just like,
Ever.
okay, what could we do? You know?
Exactly. So, we're talking. We spent hours on this couch, guys. Literally till the sun went down. And if you know London right now, the sun goes down at like 9. We were here for hours, right? And yeah, like we're talking and we realized we want to do something and find ways we can evangelize. Especially we had to, there was a reason why we wanted to do this from the beginning, but we just never had a specific vision for it. And
until the day she came over, we were literally talking for 2-3 hours, and it was just like in the middle we were just like, okay, bro, people need to see. Like, I think I said something like, I wish our conversation was recorded. Like, I wish like someone was actually seeing this right now.
I know.
And then and then I think Fish was like, should we? Like, should we?
Because if you guys know me, okay, not even know me, but like I'm just not someone who likes to share too much.
Exactly, like, so you don't even know her actually.
You don't know me. Matter of fact, hi guys. Like, let me introduce myself because I
literally you will never catch Precious on them. So like, when I tell you guys, no, this is actually something I have to get out of my chest. Yeah. The number of times Precious is the type like she will deactivate her account. Oh my days! In that moment, I think it was the moment of like when you were discovering yourself in your gap year. Yeah. Because when I tell you the number of times I'm trying to send her things and I'm saying user not found, I hate those. Oh my gosh! Like,
and they always knew it was me. Yeah, you're not even just on socials, even in real life. If you don't know me, you don't know me. Yeah. Type of thing. You won't catch me out. Nothing. So I feel like we're also, again, like you said, we're so different, but so the same. Yeah. Because if we really talk about our life experiences, because I swear,
like, if you know me as well and follow me on my spam, like, I'm very much I will show everything. Yeah. So like, I feel like if you like had that interactive side in you, you would be the same. Like, we're
actually the same person in the different form. Like, really, if social was more private, it would be me. Yeah,
So we were just sitting talking, and then we were just like, okay, boom, let's start it. But the moment we said that, bro, anxiety, fear, perception, like, we were just filled with so many things. We were just like, no.
If you think you work harder, the devil works harder, guys. Yeah. He tried to make us feel so like Tuesday, Loki can't lie, but he's not gonna win this one because guess what? We're gonna post this coming. But it took us this is not even the first try. Let us be super transparent.
So real. This is not our first try.
This is like our second video. We recorded last week Thursday. Guys, we recorded but then can't lie, we were just wearing. There's a lot that needed to be added, so that's why we never posted it. But there was a lot of anxiety, a lot of like fear of perception, and these are things I feel like we're not the only ones who go through it. Even if you're not posting like a channel like we are, but like in general, like I don't know, and especially like growing up in Rwanda, there's a lot of like fear of judgment from others since it's so small
and everyone knows with
everyone
about you. Everything you do like is known.
Exactly. It just becomes like it dims your light 100%. It dims your light, and it makes you feel super like anxious about everything or nervous or have fear perception. Anyways, we were like, it hit us like literally like a wave, and we
were starting to ask questions like, oh my gosh, how are we gonna even call it? Like, where are we gonna post it? Like, what are we gonna talk about? Like, literally. You know what I mean? Like, how are we gonna attain like as many people that we can, and how are we gonna help people? Like, how? Like, we were just thinking
a billion questions.
By the way, this is our flesh right now, We're leaning and then I think at some point Precious was just like, okay, boom, let's just pray.
Let's just first pray about it.
Right there, and then we were just praying, like, but it was really like a conversation. Like, it wasn't. We were just like, we're like casting everything. We're like, please, Lord, just give us peace, wisdom, like to. First of all, just everything. Yeah. We're just praying about everything, and like, I think
God say that's all you needed to do. Honestly, I think we just had like a moment of like, we make things so hard for ourselves, but the minute we prayed, guys, it's not something of like later or like 30 minutes later or an hour later or 2 days later. In that moment, me and Sej, after saying our prayer and we said amen,
because we were talking about like, okay, what the goal is for the channel, and then Precious was just like, yeah, like we don't really want it to be for just the people like already like further down in their journey, or just like, you know, like have a bigger knowledge of God, who He is, that we also want to attain the people that are like, you know, going back and forth, or just that are like trying to start but like don't know where to start. Basically, like both sides. And then I think Precious said something along the lines like, we're trying to attain those people that are in between. Bro, at that same, I was like, Precious. And then we said,
no, guys, I kid you not. We're saying this trying to explain it better, but she also was speaking at the same time I was speaking. We like to like just speak at once. I am not even joking. We just said in between at the same time. And it flew over my head, but it went immediately back to Seja. Like she just was
like, in between. That's the name of it.
And I was like,
because originally we were just gonna be like, yeah, we're just gonna chat GPT. The name, like, let's not even, you know. Yeah, it just came about like in between, you know.
It was just like, wow, like it was just like a. Like, dang.
Seek and you shall find.
Literally. And it was just, it was just so much, and we were just like, okay, clearly
there's something that needs to be done here.
Exactly.
And yeah, so then I think, was it that same day or the day, because you were sleeping over, right? So that was Sunday. I think the Monday.
No, we cannot forget this about the sermon that day.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And how it has everything to play into how that conversation even went.
Literally.
Guys, we went to church on Sunday, that Sunday, and
and obviously
the pastor,
everything happened on a Sunday. Like,
and thank you, God.
If you have a business plan it on Sunday.
Go on a Sunday, matter of fact. Literally, if you want to get married Sunday, everything Sunday. Okay, maybe I'm dragging, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
like exactly what Sister said. Seek and you shall find. So boom, we went to church. Mind you, we did not go to church.
We did not go to church having this conversation.
All this conversation, it never came. And we're church. Mind you, we're not even sitting together, like nothing.
Really?
We weren't. I was with Kaneza and
you
were on your own.
Yeah.
Right?
So not because I don't want.
No, she doesn't want. Okay, she has her own gahunda.
No, I had to go earlier.
Yeah. So we go to church, and the pastor. Let me even read it for you guys because it was so good. So the main like
the
message was that you can't do this by yourself. You can't do this life or this walk by yourself. It's just not possible. Like even the Bible states it multiple times. Like you need community, you need church, you need people around you.
I think there's somewhere in the Bible that says don't do life as an individual, do it as a church.
Exactly.
So just you need support.
Yeah. So that was the main like message of the sermon, right? And he starts talking about like also like are we living as Christians like in activity but with no sign of proximity? Like are we trying to like is it like a checklist where you're trying to be like a perfect Christian and you're like, okay, I prayed today, okay, I went to church, okay, I fasted, I did, all this, but what if you're so consumed by that you don't even realize that there's no connection with you and God, there's no proximity with you and God? And that hit us and we're like, that's
I think
key.
Both in our notes it was in bold.
It was in bold. It was so like, and then he starts going about the teabag theory where it was like, are you an abider or are you a dipper? And we're like, okay, where's this guy going with this? You know?
He literally brought props, like
everything, the tea bag, the flask, everything. So he goes about like, are you one of those people who like you pour your water, whatever? Are you one of those people who dips your tea bag constantly in and out, like to try to get the flavor to soak in, or are you that type of person who lets the tea bag sit and lets it marinate,
and transform the waters?
Exactly. Like, which one are you? And it had me low-key thinking, I feel like for a lot of my life, I've been a dipper, sorry. Like, I'll dip in and out. Dip when I want God, get out. Like, but I was always hot and cold for him, and that's so horrible. Like, for a lot of my life, I've been living as a dipper. But recently, since I started this new walk with Christ, it's like I'm learning to become an abider, someone who stays and sits even through like dark times, even through like the storms,
and also good times.
Even good times. You sit and you still let God work through you, because it's a never-ending like cycle or like never-ending process of growth in a way. It's like it continues not all the time. So it was like, which one are you? And it had us thinking, man, a lot of the times people don't even know which one they are, or they know, but they don't know what to do because they feel so stuck in between. Like, come on, class, are we together? You know, like, are we together? Like, literally. Class, are we together? Because which one are you? As you're watching this, ask yourself and, reflect. This is what we wanted. We wanted there to be a space where people can sit down and realize or like reflect on their journeys, And one thing I want to make super clear about this channel is about like even us calling it in between, it wasn't like coincidental. And this is not and in any way glamorizing or like making it sound so like we're not normalizing staying in this cycle of in between. This is something that
it's like recognizing that we are, because a lot of us like we don't really recognize, or we see it, but it's just like we choose not to follow through with it. So now this is just now us like recognizing, okay, I'm still in that stage, but like what can I do now to
get out of it, to transition, to grow as a Christian, be a disciple of Christ. Don't stay stagnant and don't stay in suffering. Like that, it's actually such a horrible process as well, because it's one of those things. It's like
it's draining.
It's draining, and it's like it's your heart against your mind, or it's like your soul against your mind. It's
Flesh
a constant battle. Exactly. So it's like we do not want this to be one of those things where it's like stay in this. No, we want this to be a safe space for growth and safe space for people to understand that it's life.
First of all, it's okay.
It's okay.
Like you don't also have to be perfect. Like we're not saying even us right now, we're not perfect. We don't memorize. We should some of them we should memorize some scriptures, but like we don't have them memorized already. Like there's so many things we're still learning and trying to figure out. But it's like it's okay, guys. Like it's really okay to be in this process. God does not call us to be perfect
at all.
In fact, He does not call the perfect. Like He calls the brokenhearted. People that are like in that stage, but now He wants us to choose Him, that's the most important thing. Just choose Him. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have, come as you are.
Literally, come as you are.
Come as you are. You know what I mean? Come as you are, and like from there, as the moment you choose Him, everything will align around you. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But yeah, I think was that it for the message?
2 seconds, guys. There's a specific scripture you wrote down. You want to talk about it? The one from John?
Okay, yeah. He was basically, the whole scripture was based off of John 15:6-7. And then it reads, "If you do not remain in me, you are like a branch that is thrown away and withers. Such branches are picked up, thrown into the fire, and burned. If you remain in me and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish and it will be done for you." It's that simple. It's that simple. Ask
really
whatever you wish.
We just complicate.
You just need, to acknowledge, and the rest
shall come.
You know what I mean? And I think that was a very important message for us.
But also, it's also good to understand that this journey is not easy, but that should not mean you should give up, and it doesn't mean that you should stay in the space you are in. It's good to get out of your comfort zone, go learn, go like read your word, because at the end of the day, all you need to do is read your word. I kid you not, there's so many answers in the Bible. Constant times God gives us, He reassures us. I think sometimes we try to find reassurance in other things or in the world, or like in our friends or people, but the truth is there's only one person who can take your sorrows, take your burdens, make you feel reassured, and that's the same person who's gonna love you today, who loved you yesterday, and who love you tomorrow, and forever, literally. So guys, we just wanted to make this seem like a little safe space.
And like obviously it is faith-based, but we're still human, we're not trying to preach, we're not trying to like give sermons, we're not trying to do all of that, but like we still want God to be the center of this channel. So like we're obviously going to try to balance, because we want to be real and to allow also other people to be real with themselves, because like I don't know if I was telling you, but like the song did the TikTok
Oh
on.
yeah, you're telling me yesterday.
The song I did the TikTok on, it said you overcome with your testimonies. So the moment you just like bring everything to light, like I promise you, you will feel free. Like you will feel like, okay, let me now start, you know, whatever. But like so yeah, I think just creating a space where like we all feel comfortable. The questions, guys, you have asked, too good. Like it's too good to the point where I want to be sitting down watching people answer those questions. You know what I mean?
Literally.
But yeah. So just we're gonna try to like blend everything together, and
for sure.
Yeah.
And we're so excited, guys. We're actually super excited to see how this works.
Turns
out, you know, because we feel like we needed people who are doing this. Like, yes, there's many people who do podcasts or like channels or whatnot, but I think sometimes when you see it from people you know, and I think that's why we're first starting off with our community, like it makes you feel like a sense of like, wow, like if they can do it, I can do it. And again, never watch our videos and think, okay, these guys are perfect. They're so up
we're still
there.
struggling.
We're still struggling. We're still learning, and all we're trying to do is be stewards where we can help you feel like, again, comfortable, feel like, you know,
knowing that you're not alone, basically.
You're not alone. But at the end of the day, we're also gonna try to do this in the most fruitful way, like be disciples of the Lord, you know. We're gonna try to, again, like Sasha said, mix it to make it more like not relatable,
inclusive,
but
also.
Yeah.
Because I know there's also some people watching this and it's not like they're not even in the in between. They maybe don't even know God at all. Like, you know what I mean? So we're gonna try to like explain even everything, because you know sometimes you're explaining something like biblically or just like whatever, and people are just like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about?
Exactly.
But so yeah, and also I just wanted to like remind you guys, it's important to know that we're not called to, like, I know some people are gonna watch and be like, yeah, like now I have to change the way I do this and this and that. No, God calls us to change our character, not our personality. He gave us all these personalities for a reason, you know? Personality can, like, I'm still the same, you know? Like, I'm still, like, same, you know? Social. But it's a bit scary as well if your character does not change, you know? Because, like, you need some type of growth. Any way, shape, or form, even if it's not spiritually, you need some type of growth. And if you're still in that same state, it's a bit like, okay, come on, like you need to have some type of goals. If like you have that conviction also, and you just decide to just be like, I'm too, like, I'm good where I'm at, you know, it's too hard, like I have to do this and this and this. Like, first of all, God never said it was gonna be easy. That's one. Two, it's like, yeah, as I was saying, the character is what needs building and shaping, but your personality is still the same. Like, I'm still the same person. I'm just you know, more mature and growing in my faith and whatever. Yeah, that's what I wanted to
100%. So guys, we're gonna have to
wrap it up. Hopefully it wasn't all over the place, and I hope you guys were able to understand us. And I hope it's not too long, because hopefully. My heart. Anyways, yeah, this is the end of
episode what, 0?
Did we say episode 1 earlier?
No, we said episode 0.
Okay, yeah. Episode 0.
Yeah. And I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yes.
And I hope you guys tune in, because we have more to come. And as we keep going on, we're gonna dive more into the word, scripture, all that. So this is just like a get to know us type of situation. And yeah, guys,
like, comment, share, subscribe, everything. Voila. Follow, whatever,
everything. Send
all
it to your mom, everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys.
Send it to your mom.
Okay, not too much. You have to do don't follow. But yeah.
Yeah. Anywho, thank you guys.
Bye.